regardless of what happens, I gotta put my bike back together. So I got parts, and because this box cost me $350 American to ship, I got some extra shit. I got a clutch cable, because it's probably that time.
It's a celebration to look upon you, girl. Oh, my motivation is to get on you. It's a celebration, la da 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 da. Oh, you're my.
A whole new sling arm, because the last one twisted when the bolts took pieces out of it, and the axle doesn't go back in. This is why it costs so much to ship. But this motherfucker is mint. So let's go put it on. Hola otra vez, mi amigos. Well, I'm here in Playa del Carmen, and I'm putting horse back together. That's a really profound thing at this current moment in the venture, is putting horse back together and making horse functional again. I've had some time to think. You've seen I've been doing the flip-flop thing for a little while. And I think what it ultimately comes down to is, am I quitting? And no. No. Definitely the objective of the ride has changed drastically. And really what it comes down to is my plan to spend the next 5 to 10 years lost in the world in as many continents as I could touch. It was an excuse to run away from home. And I did that ultimately because I never really felt comfortable there. And like I said, coming down here, it's really hard to feel comfortable. So what does that mean? Well, okay, so this means that I can either take the last of my money and get back to Canada safely, or I can finish what I started, and not necessarily the whole world, but ultimately Peru, Machu Picchu, and ayahuasca. Because I can't get back to Canada for 6 months anyway. So what's my hurry, really? And in that 6 months, I could also get down to that primary objective. How I'm going to get home after that, who knows? Who knows? I may have a slight bit of funding coming in, which would make it plausible, which would be just a huge weight off my shoulders. But what I really came to realize is I don't want to spend the next 10 years out here. It's not sustainable, and it's not building anything communal for my life. Like, a really good example is just the idea that, like even the teaching English idea. Now, it sounds like a good idea, you know, help these people learn my culture so they can better their own lives. And what I've really come to realize is I'm not here to push my culture onto this world. I'm here to find the lost cultures of this world and re-accept them back into mine. Because I complain about it all the time. My culture, and specifically the military-industrial complex of divide and conquer, it's not helping anybody. It's really not. And me always being at war with myself is just a ramification of that. So here's the plan. It's happening because I'm saying it now. I am going to spend every dollar that I can and get as far south as I can possibly be. Because the initial idea for this road trip came out of DMT, which ultimately told me, you need to go to ayahuasca. This isn't quite right for you, but that's what you need. And even if that's complete bullshit, I won't know until I try. And the fact is I am capable of getting myself that far. And in doing so, I can totally eliminate any question of what if when I get back home. Wow, I just called it home and it didn't give me anxiety. That's really cool. So, I'll be moving a little quicker than I planned, but I've still got well, the fast way is 10,000 kilometers to get to Lima. So it's gonna be a good couple of months, but we're going for it, because really the kind of person that chooses this lifestyle is not. I get all these road signs, bikes riding around. So the kind of person that chooses this lifestyle isn't the kind of person that gives up when things get a little hard. And yes, it's hard. It's lonely. It seems counterproductive. But for those of, I'm going to call them psychonauts, for those of you psychonauts, the ultimate goal is not necessarily transcending the ego, but just identifying it and realizing that it doesn't control your life. And I'm not 100% sure if my need to digress from the ride is because I really feel better, or because I'm trying to hide from this objective that I'd laid out in front of myself. And the way I see it, there's only one way for me to find out, and that's to just go for it. So, ride on. Ride on. I just hope I can afford to get horse home somehow. People ship their bikes between the continents all the time. They fly them, put them in crates and fly them. I don't really know what it costs. About to find out. But I'm going for it, because that's why I'm here. You know you live on a motorcycle when you get parts bags, and you're like, hey, that's a good bag. I can keep that.